know, you think, well, what's the worst thing that can happen to you? Well, I think the worst thing is that you do something really horrible and you screw up your life and everyone's life around you. So what do you do when things are too much? Well, one of the answers is you narrow your time frame. And the other answer is you look for occasions of grace and beauty where you can get them. One of the things you do when you're in a situation like that, and it's just a bloody ongoing nightmare, is that you shrink your time frame. It's like, well, what are we going to do in a year? It's like, oh God, we can't even think about that. It's
about
like
tomorrow
6 months,
or
no,
a week,
3 months. Yeah, a week, tomorrow, today, the next hour. Your ascent towards your goals can be punctuated by unexpected catastrophe, and then hopefully you've made yourself into a resilient person at that point, and the catastrophe is no worse than it has to be, and you're not making it worse. I mean, do not use your illness as an excuse. As soon as you do that, you can't tell the difference between the illness and your character. And I've seen this. This is one of the things I really dislike about what the universities are doing with disability. It's like everybody gets a disability. It's like, well, and no wonder, because people have hard lives, you know. It's like, it's very rare to find someone who isn't suffering under an undue load of some sort. There's something wrong with them.
Depression, anxiety, whatever. It's like any type of...
Or there's something wrong in their family that's serious, or they have terrible economic pressure. Like, there's something wrong. It's like, okay, we should make allowances for you. It's like, oh yeah? What allowances? What exactly does that entitle me to? Well, I tell you, man, that's a murky place you do not want to go, because then you don't know anymore. It's like, well, what's my responsibility? I mean, I have this undue burden to bear. Well, how does that mitigate my responsibility? Well, the answer is as little as possible. You don't go there, because you get confused. And as soon as you get confused, well, then the illness has not only got you physiologically, it's got you psychologically. Never use that as an excuse to not do something you could do.
Even with
That's
the
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's a deception element there. It's like, well, I don't want to do that, and I have this illness, and that gives me a convenience. That's right.
Got it.
Don't use your illness as a means of getting away with something, because you'll blur the line.
Because then you'll constantly use that for the rest of your life.
Right, and if you do that 100 times, you'll be so confused about what's illness and what's not, that you'll not know. You won't know anymore, and maybe you won't be able to figure it out again, and then you're in a very bad place.